On August 15, 2025, New Orleans was rocked when a federal grand jury indicted Mayor LaToya Cantrell on multiple criminal charges. This is the first time a sitting New Orleans mayor has faced a federal indictment, a historic and troubling moment for the city. Mayor Cantrell, the city's first female mayor, has been a powerful and controversial figure since 2017, known for her crisis leadership and polarizing decisions. The charges go far beyond political disputes, alleging a deliberate scheme to defraud the very people she was elected to serve. Also indicted, Jeffrey Paul Vappie, a police officer and member of the mayor's executive protection unit, accused of intertwining his public duties with a personal relationship with Cantrell. The indictment paints a picture of deep betrayal by both the city's top official and a sworn officer, turning a political controversy into a personal legal drama. For New Orleans, already burdened by disasters and high crime, this news brings new uncertainty and cynicism. Residents now question the future of their government and the integrity of public service in their city. The case against Mayor Cantrell is more than a legal battle. It's a test of New Orleans' resilience and trust in its leaders. As the city faces this unprecedented crisis, all eyes are on what comes next. The 44-page federal indictment against Mayor Cantrell and Officer Vappie details 18 counts of serious federal crimes. Central charges include conspiracy to commit wire fraud, multiple counts of wire fraud, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and obstruction of justice. Prosecutors allege not only a scheme to misuse public resources, but also an active effort to cover it up once the investigation began. The indictment accuses both of making false statements to federal agents and perjury before the grand jury, offenses that strike at the heart of the justice system. If convicted, Cantrell and Vappie face potentially decades in federal prison. This is a superseding indictment, expanding on earlier charges against Vappie, and now officially linking Mayor Cantrell as the central figure in the conspiracy. The case has escalated from an investigation into a single officer to a full-blown public corruption scandal at the highest level of city government. The legal stakes are enormous, and the consequences for New Orleans could be profound. The indictment signals a zero-tolerance approach to corruption from federal authorities. For the city, it's a sobering reminder of the gravity of these accusations. The future of New Orleans leadership now hangs in the balance. At the heart of the indictment is a personal relationship between Mayor Cantrell and Officer Vappie, which prosecutors say fueled a scheme to defraud the city. Beginning in October 2021, the pair allegedly used city resources to spend time together, disguising personal outings as official business. Vappie was paid salary and overtime for accompanying the mayor on trips and local activities that had no legitimate public purpose. The indictment claims this was a consistent pattern, not an isolated lapse. Cantrell allegedly used her authority to justify Vappie's presence, blurring the line between public duty and private life. Electronic timesheets and travel reimbursements form the basis of the wire fraud charges. Prosecutors say both knowingly participated, creating false justifications and ensuring Vappie was paid for unofficial work. This alleged partnership to deceive the city is central to the case. It's not just about poor judgment, it's about coordinated exploitation of public trust for personal gain. The indictment details at least 14 trips, domestic and international, where Cantrell allegedly had Vappie accompany her under false pretenses. Destinations included Scotland, Washington, D.C., Martha's Vineyard, and Napa Valley, with over $70,000 in city funds spent on Vappie's travel alone. One example, after official business in San Francisco, the pair allegedly took a personal side trip to Napa, with Vappie billing the city for 15 hours of work. The misuse extended to the Upper Pontalba building, a city-owned apartment in the French Quarter, where Vappie allegedly spent significant on-duty time with the mayor for personal reasons. Prosecutors say this turned a public asset into a private meeting place, furthering the alleged scheme. The indictment also references gifts from a city inspector, including Saints tickets and a steakhouse lunch, to establish a broader pattern of personal enrichment. These details paint a picture of public resources and perks being used for private benefit. The allegations go beyond a single relationship, suggesting a culture of corruption. For New Orleans, it's a stark reminder of the risks when public office is abused. The city's trust and money were allegedly exploited at every turn. When federal investigators closed in, Cantrell and Vappie allegedly tried to cover their tracks. The indictment cites over 15,000 encrypted WhatsApp messages exchanged between them, including instructions to intimidate subordinates and coordinate false stories. They're accused of deleting evidence and hiding more than 50 records from the grand jury, a direct assault on the legal process. Prosecutors say both lied to federal agents and under oath, committing perjury and misleading the public. These actions form the core of the obstruction charges, showing a calculated effort to thwart justice. The cover-up, prosecutors argue, is as serious as the original alleged crimes. It's a dramatic escalation, turning a corruption case into a battle over the integrity of the justice system itself. The investigation into Mayor Cantrell's conduct was years in the making, beginning with allegations of bribery in 2019. Scrutiny intensified in 2022 after local news exposed questions about her relationship with Vappie and travel expenses. By early 2024, a federal grand jury was hearing evidence, signaling the case had reached a critical stage. During this period, Cantrell allegedly tried to shield Vappie from internal police investigations, adding to the obstruction case. Vappie retired in June 2024 and was indicted the following month. The superseding indictment naming Cantrell came in August 2025, after months of mounting pressure and speculation. This timeline reveals a patient, persistent federal probe, moving from media reports to criminal charges against the city's top official. The case is a testament to the thoroughness of public corruption investigations. For New Orleans, it's a reminder that even the most powerful are not above the law. The indictment sent shockwaves through City Hall, with officials expressing a mix of sympathy and calls for stability. City Council President J.P. Morrell offered condolences to Cantrell's family, while others demanded a return to integrity at City Hall. Cantrell's office and attorney declined detailed comment, citing the need to review the indictment, a standard legal move. Previously, Cantrell dismissed scrutiny as politically motivated, but the indictment has shifted the conversation to serious legal territory. The fallout was immediate. Chief Administrative Officer Gilbert Montano, a longtime ally, announced his departure, signaling turmoil within the administration. With Cantrell in her final term and unable to run again, the scandal threatens to paralyze city government and overshadow any remaining achievements. The political vacuum is growing, setting the stage for a turbulent transition. New Orleans faces a leadership crisis at a critical moment. For many in New Orleans, another public corruption scandal feels all too familiar. Mayor Cantrell is the 27th elected official from the region indicted on federal charges this century, a staggering statistic. The city's history of broken trust runs deep, with the most notable comparison being former Mayor Ray Nagin, convicted after leaving office. Cantrell's case is different. She's been indicted while still in office, creating an unprecedented crisis of leadership. The city now faces the challenge of functioning with its top official under federal indictment. Questions swirl about Cantrell's ability to govern and whether city business can continue. The situation puts employees and citizens in a difficult position, compounding the city's existing problems. This is a leadership crisis of historic proportions for New Orleans. The city's long struggle with corruption has reached a new, more immediate level. The indictment of Mayor Cantrell is a turning point for New Orleans, with consequences that will echo for years. In the short term, the city faces uncertainty and a potential leadership vacuum as pressing issues demand attention. The case is a stark lesson. Public office is a trust, not a privilege, and the line between duty and personal gain must be respected. Federal prosecutors' willingness to indict a sitting mayor sends a clear message: no one is above the law. The scandal may spark calls for stronger ethics and greater transparency in city government. For citizens, it's a moment to demand better from their leaders and become more engaged in local politics. The upcoming mayoral election will be shaped by this crisis, with voters seeking candidates who can restore trust. New Orleans, known for its resilience, now faces the challenge and opportunity of rebuilding its government and public faith.